Hey guys, what's going on? It's DannyMac with Nerd Hype, and we are back for our first official of Infinity Cast since our hiatus. I'm here joined in by Rambo Snatch and Spectral. How you guys doing today?
We're back, baby.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good.
So yeah, we're here to talk about some good Deadpooly goodness. I mean, how awesome was that movie, right guys?
Before
Yeah.
we go there, I would just like to say that we're breaking Spectral's Infinity Cast cherry right now. He hasn't been on one before.
Yay!
It's really bad. It sounds horrible.
That's the point.
With that in mind, let us just say that this is going to be a very rated R Infinity Cast because of all the stuff we're going to be talking about today. And yes, it's going to be riddled with spoilers from Deadpool the movie. So if you haven't watched it, make sure you click down below in the description. We're going to have a non-spoiler review that Spectral did a few days back. So you guys can go check it out, see whether you want to go see it or not. But if you have seen the movie or you just don't care about spoilers, by all means, listen on.
Very not safe for work.
Anyways, guys, what did you think of it overall? Let's start with you, Rand. What'd you think?
Deadpool was freaking hilarious. Like, to me, it was one of the funniest movies I've ever seen in my life. And before that, the funniest movie I've ever seen in my life was Grown Ups with Adam Sandler, Kevin James, and all those weirdos.
Even though that most people don't like that, but hey.
Hey, whatever. I don't care. I
Most
have
logical people.
Shut up. Anyway, it was hilarious and it was freaking great. The action scenes were perfect. The sword fighting choreographs were just, what can you say? Everything about that movie was spot on. And Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool. And trust me, Ryan Reynolds didn't get that far with his superior acting methods. So.
So what'd you think of the movie overall? What would you rate it out of 10?
Now, anybody who's watched a previous cast or when we talk about previous movies, anybody would know that my top movie is The Winter Soldier, Captain America, which is at 9 out of 10. Knowing that, I'd have to put Deadpool right there. 9 out of 10. That movie was just the perfect superhero adaptation. It knew what it was and it ran with it. It didn't try to appeal
It
to.
ran with it.
Hey,
I'm gonna rip your tongue out very violently, might I add.
y'all motherfuckers need Jesus.
You need to go to church.
Yeah, you need to go to church.
I ain't scared. But anyways, so yeah, 9 out of 10 for Deadpool. That sounds good, man.
Damn
What
right.
about you, Spectral? I know you already made your review, but what do you think about it?
Yeah, so like I said in my non-spoiler review, I put it at I think either 8 or 9 out of 10, and I'd bump it up to 9 out of 10. I'd say what really made it good for me was the fact that with the origin story, they didn't cram it into the first half of the movie like they do with a lot of superhero movies. They kind of spaced it out through the movie and made it make sense when it was needed. Like when we first meet Francis or Ajax, they kind of touch on how he's connected
What's
to Deadpool.
my name?
Yeah, so instead of throwing it into the first half and then when the character comes up later in the movie, you're, oh yeah, that's what they were talking about. It's kind of as needed. I also liked one of my, well, actually I'll save my favorite scene for later, but yeah, so I'd probably give it like a 9 out of 10. Yeah.
Nice. Sounds good. If I were a 200-pound sack of assholes named Francis, where would I be? Anyways, for me, I'm going to have to go ahead and give it a 10 out of 10, but I will explain why. Because for me, as a lifelong Deadpool fan, I've loved Deadpool for ages, and no, I'm not trying to be a hipster about it. It's just that I feel like they very much embodied everything about Deadpool that they needed to embody. I mean, sure, there was a couple things they changed here and there about his origin and certain things here and there. But overall, I feel like that was the Deadpool that we deserved. That was the Deadpool we needed, And like you said, the origin story was solid. They didn't cram it all into one. I mean, there was a point where they crammed in a good piece of the origin story in the middle of fucking Deadpool getting knocked back by Colossus. You know what I mean?
That was pretty good placement for that. Because
Yeah.
it was very out of nowhere.
It was super out of nowhere. He's like, Dad? But anyways, and me knowing Deadpool, like if you look in my room, I have Deadpool everywhere. I have Deadpool stuff. I have a legit Deadpool mask hanging on like a coat rack. I love the character. He's one of my favorite characters in all of fiction. So to see them being accurately portrayed by Ryan Reynolds, who did a bang-up job. Not just Ryan Reynolds, the entire cast, I believe. I like the new Colossus more so than the one in the old X-Men movies. Negasonic was awesome. Let's just say
Can I
Vanessa
interrupt you for a
Carlyle
second
was...
there?
Sure.
You said you had a Deadpool mask hanging on your coat rack.
Yes, I do.
Does that mean you put it on every day before you walk out the door?
I do.
You're just Deadpool?
I'm just Deadpool. I actually got to give a shout out to my boy Rytonin because he sent me this. He sent me the mask from Florida. because he found it at a store and he knows I love Deadpool, so he sent it to me. So shout out to Raito. But anyways, I'm giving it a solid 10 out of 10 because this is like the closest I've ever seen a comic book movie come to its origins and be completely that. And it was a small enough, low-budget story so that it was self-contained, yet it felt like it was obviously part of the X-Men universe with all the name drops and references and all that. But I like the fact that it was a small, contained story in its own, and it gave you the sense where it doesn't necessarily have to be an origin story, but it was. Because, like, when Colossus reacts, he's like, damn it, Deadpool's at it again. Because we've been thinking that Deadpool's been doing this for a while now, you know what I mean? So overall, I'm giving it a solid 10 out of 10. Solid movie. And the main complaint that everyone has about this, and it originally was mine too, was that the runtime, that it was too short. There was too little of a good thing.
There's like, an hour and 45 minutes?
Here's my argument about that, all right? Is that a lot of Deadpool comics are actually short. They're not very long. A lot of Deadpool runs don't... There have been long runs, but most of the stories are self-contained, small stories. They're short but sweet. And I feel like the movie embodied that in a bit. So I'm giving it a 10 out of 10.
That's pretty good.
I'd say that Ryan Reynolds in... What was that other movie Ryan Reynolds was in where he played that one guy with the claws out of his hands?
Ugh, it's the not Deadpool in Origins.
Wait. Wait. Are you talking about... Oh my god! Don't bring that up, dude. That's not.
It's not canon, bro. Like, okay, first of all, I'm gonna rant a little bit here because I saw this today in serious Facebook post. All right, I'm gonna rant a little bit. They were going around saying, "But what happened to the other Deadpool? The one that is that?" No. It doesn't exist. It's gone. Okay, it's fucking gone. There is no Deadpool. There is no nothing. There is no that lame ass Wade Wilson that shut his mouth and has fucking sword katanas coming out his laser eyes and shit. No, that's gone. Done. Let it go. Let it to rest. I'm gonna bury it.
Yeah, why would you sew his mouth shut? That's the whole point of fucking Deadpool. Is he's a smartass. It's like, were you trying to be like witty and smart?
It's ridiculous.
No, it's fucking ridiculous. It's the whole point of his character.
Do you guys want to be pissed off at me right now?
Why? What are you doing?
I'm holding X-Men Origins Wolverine in my hand right now. Blu-ray copy.
I just did the gasp. The movie.
You know, the funniest part for me of watching that movie was the fact that when I first saw that movie, it was actually a day before it was supposed to come out. It was like leaked online or something, and but it wasn't all this.
Ooh, he's stealing.
But all the CGI wasn't finished, so there were scenes of we'll just say Baraka because that was not fucking Deadpool. With like on top of the power plant or the nuclear plant thing, and he was just all like gray and CGI, and it was funny because you'd see when his head fell off and tumbled down, it's just this gray blob falling down. It was pretty funny. So it's kind of funny for me to watch, but no, that was horrible. That movie sucks.
Speaking about funny things, though, if I had to ask you guys what your favorite moments in the movies were, what the funniest moments were, like, what would you say? Let's start with you, Spectral.
I'd say when actually we first see Colossus and he's just casually eating some cereal, and so that was pretty good. And then you see the school, and later connected with, it's almost like they couldn't afford another X-Men.
Yeah,
that was pretty good.
The studio couldn't afford another X-Men.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite part in connection in conjunction, I guess.
So it's basically the fourth wall breaks like that when it came to making fun of itself. It did a good job of making fun of itself, honestly.
Also, the opening credits where they have the names of the producers and stuff. And it's just,
that was magical.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Assass.
What about you, Ram? What was your favorite part?
Oh my god. To be honest, it'd be easier for you to ask me what I didn't find funny. But for me, I actually have two parts that are right there with each other. The first part I would have to say is when he's encountering Negasonic Teenage Warhead on the bridge, and he's talking about the mean comments or the acting like emo.
The sullen silence or the mean
the sullen silence, and she's just like, "Got me in a box here." And exactly. And then the other part would be when he's sitting on the bed and he poses with the ring pop. Where were you hiding that? Nowhere. Pans behind him and he's bottomless. Like, oh,
that was pretty good.
Oh, honestly, I died so much. And Danny, what about you?
If I had to say my favorite part, it would honestly probably be the part where he's attacking Colossus and he breaks his fucking hands on him.
Yeah.
And then he's like, boom, ah, and then he goes, cockshot, boom, oh, your poor wife.
That
And
was bad.
his hands are dangling. He's all, every dinosaur fears the T-Rex.
Oh my god.
It was, that was super reminiscent of the old Monty Python with the Black Knight thing, where he cuts off his arm. He's like, it's just a flesh wound.
'Tis but a scratch.
There was a lot of Monty Python stuff in there, and I thought that was freaking hilarious.
That movie
It was
was unbelievable.
It was that, I think that was probably one of my favorite parts. But then, what was the other one? I loved all the scenes with Dupinder with the taxi driver.
Yep.
Oh.
You can't do that. Kill him.
Oh my god, that was. And then pretty much every scene with Blind Owl, that was hilarious.
And
Or
these-
I like the superhero landing part. She's like, she's gonna do a
Superhero
superhero
landing.
landing. She's gonna do a superhero landing.
Totally all Thor all up in there. Good 3-point landing for the win.
It was actually I watched a comparison. It was like the exact
it's Thor, Iron Man,
Iron Man.
all that. Thor, Iron, like a bunch. It's a superhero landing. A bunch of them do that.
It was the exact same one as when Iron Man flew into Stark
on Iron Man
Expo.
2. It's Iron Man
Yeah.
2, yeah. And Thor does that a lot too. There's a couple of heroes that start doing it now. Like I think Iron Man started the trend, but a bunch of the heroes land like that now for some reason. So superhero landing.
Yeah.
I'd love to see. Obviously, studio rights is ridiculous, but I'd love to see just in the middle of Civil War, just Deadpool just eating some chimichangas in the back, watching all the shit go down.
Just pops his head in
That,
like.
at that airport scene when they're all fighting, you just see up in the window, Deadpool's just sitting there eating chimichangas with a video camera.
They really did not care about studio rights in that movie because they had freaking Hydra Bob in it.
Yeah,
That was ridiculous.
yeah. That was a nice little Easter egg. And then there's something
Yeah.
that they don't come out straight out and say, but it's implied that the last thing that they're fighting on is one of the failed helicarriers from
Yeah,
Winter Soldier.
You
So-
were telling me about that.
That's it's one of the clips for it. I think it's on Ryan Reynolds' YouTube. It says, "Is that a helicarrier?" is the title.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Really?
yeah.
The other thing that I thought was funny was the Hello Kitty bag, considering that's a
Adventure
shout
Time
out.
Watch.
And the Adventure Time wash was hilarious too. But the Hello Kitty bag was funny because back when they first made the Twitter for the Deadpool movie, it only follows one account, which is Hello Kitty.
Yeah.
That's
and then
it.
the Liam Neeson. I don't know if you guys caught this, but Liam
Yeah.
Neeson was being considered for Cable.
Mhm.
So when they were talking extensively about his dream, and
The Taken movies. And
yeah,
At some
Some
point,
point
you
you gotta
just gotta
wonder-
stop and
yeah.
consider: is he just a bad parent,
so
What'd you guys think of the Stan Lee cameo?
bro? I'm just disappointed that he didn't recognize him.
yeah,
I was
that would
waiting for
have been pretty good. You can be like, Stan Lee, is that you? But I don't think he was. He was Wade Wilson at the time. He was not.
Well, he didn't he didn't really even interact with him, honestly. Like he just walked past him. They didn't even see each other, which was my thing about it. But imagine if it would have just looked at him and he was like, "Is that God?
Oh god, that would have given
The one
so
above
much
all and
credence.
shit."
Yeah, that'd have been amazing.
Yeah, but he wasn't. I think I read somewhere that they were trying to make it so Deadpool was pretty much the only part that he would be breaking the fourth wall, not Wade Wilson. I
Yeah.
also think. I also
he
well,
was Deadpool when.
no, he wasn't in costume.
Yes, he
though.
was.
I think they meant when he was in costume.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
No, but the part that I thought was hilarious too. Now that you bring that up, because there was a part when he did that, when he goes back and he flashes back to Blind Owl, and he's like, "Oh, a fourth wall breaking a fourth wall break. That's like 16 walls."
Yeah, that was pretty good. I kind of wish when with the Colossus part when he broke the fourth wall and he's like, "I'm not talking to you." Colossus would have kind of looked at the screen like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, like what's in there?
Yeah, that would've
What's
been-
in there? Wait, no, that was German. Shit.
yeah, that was German.
I don't know how to do a Russian accent. So.
It's like you take 4 or 5 moments.
Vodka.
Him and Ajax just look at each other. He's just,
I thought that shit was hilarious too, honestly, because when he was like, you take 4. He's giving a heroic ass speech. He's like 4 or 5 moments to be a hero. Da da da. Deadpool just blah shoots him. He's like, why? Oh, I start throwing up.
Yeah, they were actually. I was also watching another video about this where that was supposed to show all the 4 or 5 moments when he said. I think he did three of them or 4 of them. He did his Blade superhero moments. He did the one when he was in Blade, Green Lantern, Deadpool. Or no, I think he was talking about X-Men and then Deadpool and Deadpool 2 for the 5 moments.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw something similar to that. Now, seeing as we're getting into Easter egg territory, see, I've seen the movie about maybe 3-4 times already by now. So, yeah, I kind of managed to pick up some of these Easter eggs. Like, and it's not just all Marvel Easter eggs. There's just a crazy amount of references. But it's like the first one I noticed right off the bat is right there in the opening scene credits. When stuff's flying around, there's a cup that says L. Feld, which is obviously Rob Liefeld, which is the creator of Deadpool. And right on that scene where they're on the bridge, on the freeway or whatever, there's several road signs. It's like Fabian Drive, Resnicia Road, and there's Miller Boulevard and Parker Boulevard. And that's obviously references to Fabian Nicieza, Tim Miller, the director, and obviously Peter Parker, Spider-Man.
You also got to remember there's the Green Lantern card.
Yeah.
Don't make the super suit green or animated.
Yeah.
And then what else was there? Oh yeah. I like how he actually pokes fun at himself in the movie. He pokes fun of Ryan Reynolds. Like there was a whole sexiest man alive thing too in there for himself, and the Hugh Jackman one at the end of the movie. And then there was the whole Green Lantern thing. He's like, oh, Ryan Reynolds doesn't get this far on a superior acting method, et cetera, et cetera. So, I mean, it was all in good fun.
That movie was just flat out amazing, you know.
Hey, the unicorn, though.
Those freaking unicorns are ridiculous.
When he gets stabbed in the head, he's like...
Can we just take a minute and all agree here that it's super awesome that Deadpool got his happy ending?
Yeah.
Like I was terribly upset if Vanessa died. There's gonna be a little bit of a laugh here because I'm posting something in the Skype chat right now. Oh God, no!
Just FYI, whoever's listening.
You better put that. You better put that up on the video.
Oh yeah, I will. It will be up in the video at the exact same moment you guys laugh. I will put up the. It will just flash, so you guys will have to pause to see it. It'll be tricky like that, but yes, it's pretty funny.
This motherfucker go with some what is it called? Subliminal messaging. Subliminal.
Did you guys catch any other Easter eggs though? Like, what kind of references did you like?
The one Easter egg I caught, but I'm not sure if it was like an intentional Easter egg, is when he's going through like the montage of searching for Ajax. There's like the hallway scene, and it was very reminiscent of the Daredevil hallway scene.
Yeah.
That was one of the first things I noticed, and then there was like bashing somebody's head in like Fisk or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, the Zamboni scene.
That was pretty good.
Tell me where your fucking boss is, or you're gonna die in 5 minutes. What was the other one? Oh, when he called him, when they're discussing his name and he calls him Scaredevil or Captain Deadpool, that's obviously references to Daredevil and Captain America.
Yeah.
So
that was great.
I actually didn't see that part because I had to use the bathroom, but I came back when he said Captain Deadpool, so did not know about this Scaredevil.
Captain Deadpool, that sounds like a fucking franchise.
Yeah, I was there for that.
That movie was oh my God, the avocados. Oh Jesus. Looked like an avocado, fucking older avocado, and he weren't.
And it was hate fucking. Like that was the only catharsis.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness, that's another thing I want to touch up on was the supporting cast was amazing. Like T.J. Miller as Weasel was hilarious, almost in every scene he was in. You know, and then I like this Colossus, and shout out to my boy Anthony because I know he's like the biggest Colossus fan I know, and he was super stoked to see this movie, not for Deadpool but for Colossus, and I'm sure it delivered for him. Negasonic was awesome. I loved the stupid little banter she was having with Deadpool. Blind Owl, you know, everything. Ajax was a pretty solid villain too. Like it was kind of a petty fucking rivalry, but it existed. It all started because he pissed him off because he found out his name.
Pretty much.
And it was a shitty name, but it was a super petty
That's how it was in the comics too, though.
Yeah, it's super petty, but it's
that was true.
The only thing that happened in the comics as reverse is that Deadpool didn't go hunting him down. Ajax was hunting down the other Weapon X projects too. So that's one of the few things they flipped around in the movie. But I think it was solid. I mean, even though it was like a really petty thing to get mad over, like I still think it was pretty solid as far as the villain and stuff goes.
I have a feeling if they did do it where Ajax was hunting Deadpool, it wouldn't have been as funny.
Yeah.
So I think they flipped it that way just because that was
Yeah.
This shit's gonna have nuts in it.
Oh my God.
I liked when what was
Well,
it?
less angry Rosie O'Donnell.
Weasel was in the bar when they're in the bar and Ajax and Angel Dust come in, talking about they look like they're going to the midnight showing of Blade Runner.
No, it said the midnight showing of Blade 2.
Oh,
which is
Blade
funny
2. I thought it was Blade.
because Ryan Reynolds was in Blade 3. So
Yeah.
There's so many Easter eggs in that. It was ridiculous.
It was pretty
like
good.
the other thing I like too is that it even felt like Weasel was breaking the fourth wall sometimes because like just like the part where he's like, "Oh, that guy's over there looking for you." It's like, what do you say? He's like, "I don't know. Maybe it might further the plot."
I didn't hear that. Oh my god. There was no fourth wall in that movie, basically. It was like
It's like 16 walls. Oh my god, that was serious.
I'm just like
we're basically fanboying over Deadpool right now, so this is pretty much what you're listening to. But honestly, if you want our honest opinion, like if you haven't watched it, what the fuck are you doing? Like, no offense, but what are you doing
with your life?
Like, you need to find out some way to watch it. I'm not condoning using no, we're not condoning that, but we're also not saying not do that.
It's true.
What I'm saying is
you need some D-Pooly in your life.
Deadpool is a production of Sony, or no, not Sony, of Fox Studios. Please support the official release, and somebody's going to die now that I'm doing this.
Oh god, sorry, Team 4-Star. Anyways, so yes, this is essentially. Can we just take a break and just talk about how grateful we are that this even happened, because this was so close to not even happening at all. There was so not going to be a Deadpool movie despite that thing. That thing was greenlit for the teaser that we saw that was leaked last year. That shit was from 2011. It very well could not have happened. And honestly, the fact that Fox had such little faith in it, had such little belief that it was going to be anything, is what basically made them go ahead, do whatever you want. Make it R-rated, just go fucking nuts. And that's what made it amazing. I feel like when Fox execs like to dip their toes into too much is when they ruin it. I'm looking at you, X-Men Last Stand.
That movie,
you know what I mean?
I mean,
Deadpool was announced back in 2000 even.
Yeah, they were considering making it.
And I was listening to an interview and about who leaked the footage, and Ryan Reynolds was talking about how there's only a select number of people and nobody knew who leaked it, but he said he was 70% sure it wasn't him.
70% sure. It's like 70% sure it wasn't me.
My fear with them stepping into it, with Fox stepping into it, is that they're not going to give Ryan Reynolds the control he had for this. It was only Ryan Reynolds. Everything Deadpool came from Ryan Reynolds in that movie. Because, let's face it, if Fox took it over, it wouldn't have been half as funny, because they like to make everything about Wolverine, it seems. And I have a feeling Wolverine would have popped his head in some point at that movie. And it would have just been... It would have turned into all about Wolverine.
It would have been like X-Men Origins. This is not a Wolverine movie, but we're going to make it a Wolverine movie.
Pretty much. And I don't know. I'm just glad that it went the way it did.
Well, let's look at it like this. Let's just talk about how, from the small amount of faith that Fox had in this movie, let's talk about all the records it shattered, okay? It had the largest February Thursday preview of 12.7 million. The previous record from last year was 50 Shades of Grey with 8.6. So, yeah, demolished.
It's not that big competition.
Let's talk about this. Largest opening day in February with 47.5 million. The largest single day. These are all the list of records, okay? Just so everyone's aware of what Deadpool did. The largest single day in February of 47.5 million on a Friday. The previous record was, of course, 50 Shades of Grey as well on 36.7 million, shattered. Largest February opening weekend of a 132.75 million, with the previous record with 50 Shades of Grey being 85.1. The largest 4-day President's Day weekend of 150 million, with the previous record of 93 million. The largest R-rated opening weekend ever of 132.75 million.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. I saw this.
And I'm not done. I'm not done. Largest R-rated comic adaptation weekend of 132 million. Largest winter season opening weekend. And the largest opening ever for 20th Century Fox. So Deadpool has become the biggest Fox movie of all time.
It was perfectly timed. They didn't release too much about the movie with trailers. They didn't it was perfect. Just oh my god, just the advertising for it.
Oh, the
Like,
marketing was amazing.
Oh, it was perfect. Like, Fox better not ruin it with Deadpool and Cable or whatever that title's going to be. Keira Knightley better be Cable. Just saying that right now.
She has some range. But honestly, like, I doubt this will ever get to the ears of Fox, but I'm going to just explicitly say this. Fox, do not fuck with this movie. Just let them do what they want.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Let Tim Miller, let Ryan Reynolds just run around in a red suit for all he cares, because we all know he stole the red suit.
He did.
He straight up stole the red suit. So just let him do whatever, so we get a Cable and Deadpool movie, and it will be shit freaking tastic. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Thank you, Fox, for listening. This is Nerd Hype. Please don't sue us.
Next thing you know, we all get...
I was watching this thing, and it was about how...
It's cut right off. It's like, no class.
Ooh!
Like, wow.
Damn.
It was about how the superhero...
See? He just keeps going.
Yeah, I got something to say. It was about Deadpool's box office opening compared to a bunch of other superhero movies, and at the bottom it just said Star Wars giggling in the background.
Well, yeah, I mean, Star Wars is a completely different monster. Like, you can't compare the Star Wars, which I am still sorry that we did not do an Infinity cast over Star Wars, because, oh my god,
that
movie was amazing.
I saw that like 5 times, man. It's good.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying I have a copy of it, but I'm not saying I don't either.
Yeah,
but
I'm right there with you.
But I love that movie. That movie was great, and I have so many opinions, but we're not going to get into that today. If you would like to hear us talk about Star Wars, leave it down in the comments below, and we might get to it.
Dude, we're going to do it anyway.
We're going to do it anyways, but I want to see if people care. Let's
All right, that's it. If this video gets 10 likes, we will do a Star Wars Infinity cast if people even watch this far into the video.
Yeah.
But, hey, you know, whatever. We'll get there if we get there. So
it'll get 10 likes.
It better. Otherwise, you're not doing your job and you're going to get fired, bitch.
Me? Ooh.
Yeah,
ladies.
You talking about me.
Ladies, you're both pretty. Let's calm
Next
down.
Sonic Teenage Warhead.
Anyways.
That was Danny's idea.
Let's go into...
It was my production.
Let's go into what we want.
Danny's like the referee over here.
Let's go what we want for the sequel, guys, because we don't want to lose anybody listening in so far, because we're talking about fucking Deadpool. So,
True.
what do we want for a Cable and Deadpool sequel? Like, we already got into it, started touching into it, but what is it that we want exactly?
Super serious person who's played by Keira Knightley. And in that picture, Spectral just put there. It was very distracting in that one. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. Cable being, you know, super serious like he is in the comics. And Deadpool just being the complete idiot that he is. And just having that really good combination they had in the comics.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Oh, hold the phone, which is what I'm just looking at right now as I'm scrolling through the interwebs, is that I'm seeing that there's a lot of people actually have a petition right now for Deadpool, not Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool, to host Saturday Night Live.
Dude.
I'm with it.
I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm so with it.
That'd be good.
Petition signed.
Okay. What happens if we get Harley Quinn, Deadpool, the Joker, Peter Quill, and Tony Stark in the same room?
Oh my god.
Who comes out victorious?
I'd say Deadpool because he really... Well, maybe actually, I'd say the only way Deadpool could lose is if Joker tried to like disintegrate him.
I'm not talking in a fight. I'm talking who has the best punch.
Just puns and like jokes and
Deadpool.
all, like.
Dude, I don't know. The Joker could give him a run for his money. It is the Joker we're talking about.
But it is Deadpool we're talking about.
But it is Deadpool.
So if Harley Quinn and Deadpool had a kid...
No. No. That's what?
There was like a 10-second silence on the freaking recording of it.
Just no.
No, thank you.
Oh my god. But yeah, in
Honestly,
the next movie, we need Keira Knightley as Cable. It needs to be the straight man, funny person combination. And Ryan Reynolds needs to direct and produce it.
Tim Miller did a good job. This is also one thing that it failed to say on that record list. This is another record that Deadpool broke. It's the highest grossing film by a first-time producer ever. Because Tim Miller that's his first time making a movie, and bam, it broke that record too. So, bunch of records broken by Deadpool. But personally, if I were to say what I want for the next movie, Dude, throwing Hugh Jackman in there for like 5 minutes, just have him talk shit out, and like have a quick fight scene.
Oh my god! When he pulled off the mask, and it was just Hugh Jackman's face
Stapled to his fucking face. Yeah.
Oh my god, that was great.
He had some real smooth criminals down under.
I'm not gonna say any names, but it rhymes with Pulverine.
That's the thing. Like, honestly, you know what I would like to see, or what I would have liked to see for like a end credit scene, which would have been completely hilarious if they just did the whole thing with Rocky 3, where they're just like, and they're in a ring at the end, and they just punch each other, and it just goes to black. Like,
that'd have been great.
I had a tiger playing and shit. That would have been pretty funny. But here's the thing, guys, is that another thing that we have to bring up is that now Fox all of a sudden has faith in R-rated films. Now they're talking about making Wolverine 3 R-rated, which would be awesome if they are going the old man Logan storyline.
Needs to be.
He should have been a long time ago.
Rated R. I mean, come on, and that is an awesome. That is Cable. That is Cable.
Yeah.
Or Cabell, I guess, since he's a girl.
Nope.
Ba-dum-bum-ba-dum-bum.
Don't pull a Fox and try to change things around.
What the hell?
Talking about this right here.
Nope.
Don't get that picture out of our chat. What are you doing?
Nope.
Picture doesn't exist.
Either way.
Good. Just removed it.
Thank God. Oh, dear God. Is it me? Are you there? Is it me, Margaret? No, but honestly, I will say one gripe that I did have with the movie, like, was just that I felt like his healing factor was a little too slow.
Oh my god, the baby hand. Oh, that was weird.
That was really bad. That was so big in my hand.
I bet it feels huge in his hand.
Oh my god. It's pretty bad.
I just don't like that the healing factor is that slow. Like, that's the only thing, but I don't know. Maybe it's something where he'll get a power up from it or something, and maybe it's fueled by rage or something, so the matter he is. I don't know. They'll probably switch something up, but
I imagine.
We don't have Thanos to curse him with immortality, so.
Unfortunately.
Honestly, though, one of the better parts of the movie was when they were flipping through the holidays.
Oh yeah, that's pretty funny.
That was pretty funny. Come to the dark side. We have chimichanga. Seriously?
Or about what was it? Damn it, I forget. Never mind. Carry on.
There was only one chimichanga reference too. That was depressing. I was expecting more.
Yeah, but you know.
You don't want to oversaturate the crowds with chimichangas.
Yeah. Ooh,
the best chimichanga, 8 inches long, fits in your hand.
I had it written down somewhere. How was it? It was long, hard, firm, moist on the inside, something like this, and less than $8. Next question.
During Infinity War, all right. Thanos is with death. Whatever. Death. He's with the desk. Death just sitting in his little space fortress, and Deadpool comes out and just strangles him, and then takes Mistress Death, and then just pulls out a chimichanga and starts feeding it to her. And it just cuts to black. Perfect. Movie. $1 million idea right there.
Sounds like a fan fiction.
You
should write fan fiction.
It probably is.
You need to write fan fiction, which will be posted on our Facebook or on our Facebook. Not.
Either way, I think we'll start wrapping it up here. But thanks for everyone that's been listening. We just wanted to just let everybody know we're thankful, we're appreciative of you guys listening to our Infinity Cast and watching the videos that we've been putting out lately. Even though we haven't been putting out as much as we used to because of our hiatus, we've all had, some kind of accentuating, I don't even know what the word is, circumstances.
Basically, being an adult sucks.
Basically, adulting. We're adulting all over the place.
I mean, I don't adult, but I high school. I do that.
Poor baby.
It's not anything in comparison to what you guys do, but it still sucks dick.
Dude, language, please.
It is.
Sorry, Cap.
Bruh.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, so thank you for being patient for us. And honestly, to all our new subscribers, welcome. We hope to make you proud. We hope to make some videos that you like. But please, let us know what you want to hear so we can work on it. We'd love some ideas. And honestly, I'm an idea man. I thrive on enthusiasm.
Me too.
But
I am the hype.
But we believe the hype. I don't know if you're on the hype, but we believe in the hype.
Who believe
hashtag,
in me? Who believes in you?
NH. Hashtag NH. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and cut this one short right now because we got some more videos to pump out for you guys. I know I do. Be on the lookout later tonight or tomorrow for a breakdown of the Daredevil season 2 trailer, which I'll be doing and I'll be working on actually right now as soon as I get off this call. So once again, this has been DannyMac. Thank you guys for listening. I don't know if you guys want to sign off.
And this has been Random on Snatch with Nerd Hype. Naturally.
This has been the better of the two, or I guess three.
All right. I just cut you off. So no, I'm kidding.
Thank you guys, like I said, like Danny said, for all the support on our videos, especially the Negasonic Teenage Warhead one. That was really fucking crazy. Kind of the next day after announcing we're back, blew up. So thank you so much for that, and peace out, guys.
And remember, believe the hype. Later.
Be sure to subscribe to us here on YouTube, but also check us out on Facebook for updates and memes on comics and gaming, as well as Twitter @TheRealNerdHype to find out when we go live for the Infinity Cast on twitch.tv/nerdhype.